Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of English Talk Time. I'm Emily, and today we're diving into something super useful, everyday conversations in English.
Hi, I'm David. Whether you're at the grocery store, talking to a friend, or making small talk with a colleague, mastering these everyday conversations will make your life a lot easier.
Absolutely. So, let's get started with our first scenario, meeting someone new. David, how do you usually start a conversation when you meet someone for the first time?
Segment 1. Meeting someone new.
I usually start with a simple greeting like, "Hi, my name is David. Nice to meet you." And then, depending on the situation, I might ask, "How are you?" or "Where are you from?" How about you, Emily?
I agree. It's important to be friendly and approachable. Sometimes I might say, "Hello, I'm Emily. What brings you here today?" It's a great way to start a conversation and learn a little bit about the other person.
That's a good one. It's casual but also shows interest in the other person. Another tip is to pay attention to your body language. A smile and eye contact can make a huge difference in making a good first impression.
Definitely. And remember, if the conversation goes well, don't hesitate to ask for their contact information to keep in touch. Something like, "It was great talking to you. Can I have your email or phone number to stay in touch?"
Segment 2. Small talk at work.
Let's move on to the next scenario, small talk at work. This is something many people find a bit tricky, especially in a professional setting.
You're right. Small talk at work is all about keeping it light and professional. For instance, you might say, "Hey, how's your day going?" Or "Did you catch the news this morning?" These are safe topics that can help break the ice.
Exactly. You can also talk about work-related things in a casual way. For example, "How's that project coming along?" Or "Have you tried the new coffee machine in the break room?" It's about building rapport with your colleagues without getting too personal.
And if you're not sure what to say, you can always compliment something, like their work or even their choice of lunch. Just keep it genuine. Something like, "I really liked your presentation yesterday," or "That salad looks delicious. Where did you get it?"
Great advice. Compliments are always a good way to connect with people. Just remember to keep the conversation brief and positive, especially if you're at work. No one wants to be stuck in a long chat when they have deadlines to meet.
Segment 3. Asking for help or directions.
Next, let's talk about asking for help or directions. This is something everyone needs to do at some point, especially when you're in a new place.
Absolutely. The key here is to be polite and clear. You can start with, "Excuse me, could you help me find?" Or "I'm looking for the nearest." For example, "Excuse me, could you help me find the nearest grocery store?"
Yes, and it's also important to thank the person after they help you. Something like, "Thank you so much for your help," or "I really appreciate it." This not only shows good manners, but also leaves a positive impression.
Good point, David.
And if you're unsure about the directions given, don't hesitate to ask for clarification. You could say, "I'm sorry, could you repeat that?" Or, "So, I turn left at the next street, right?"
Right. It's better to ask again than to get lost. And remember, most people are happy to help, so don't be shy about asking.
Segment 4. Making plans with friends.
Now, let's talk about making plans with friends. This can be as simple as arranging a coffee meetup or planning a weekend trip.
When making plans, it's all about being clear and flexible. You might say, "Are you free this weekend?" Or "Do you want to grab a coffee after work?" And then be ready to suggest a time and place, like, "How about 3 p.m. at the cafe on Main Street?"
Exactly.
And if the other person can't make it, suggest an alternative. For example, "No worries, how about tomorrow instead?" It shows that you're willing to adjust and makes it easier to find a time that works for both of you.
And once the plans are set, it's a good idea to confirm them closer to the time. You could send a quick message saying, "Looking forward to our coffee at 3 p.m." It's a simple way to ensure both parties are still on the same page.
Absolutely. And if something comes up and you need to cancel or reschedule, always do so politely. For instance, "I'm so sorry, but something has come up. Can we reschedule for another time?"
Segment 5. Handling a problem.
Let's move on to handling a problem or misunderstanding. This can happen in any conversation, and knowing how to deal with it calmly is essential.
When you're faced with a problem, it's important to stay calm and respectful. Start by acknowledging the issue, like, "I think there might be a misunderstanding," or "I'm sorry, but I believe there's been a mistake."
Then, suggest a solution or ask for clarification. For example, "Can we go over this again to make sure we're on the same page?" Or "How can we fix this?" It shows that you're focused on resolving the issue rather than placing blame.
Exactly.
And after the issue is resolved, it's a good idea to confirm that everything is okay. You might say, "I'm glad we could work that out," or "Thanks for understanding. Let's move forward."
It's all about maintaining a positive relationship, even when things don't go perfectly. Being polite and solution-oriented goes a long way in keeping conversations productive.
Segment 6. Saying goodbye.
Finally, let's talk about saying goodbye. Whether it's at the end of a conversation, a meeting, or a day, it's important to leave on a good note.
Absolutely. You could say something simple like, "It was great talking to you," or "See you later." If you're leaving work, "Have a good evening," or "See you tomorrow," works well too.
And if you're ending a phone call or a video chat, you might say, "Thanks for the chat. Talk to you soon." It's always nice to leave with a positive and friendly tone.
Exactly. And if you know when you'll see or talk to the person again, mentioning that can add a personal touch. For example, "I'll see you next week," or "Looking forward to our next chat."
Great tips, David. So, that's a wrap on our discussion about everyday conversations. We hope these tips and examples help you feel more confident in your English speaking journey.
Yes, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to practice these conversations in your daily life, and you'll see improvement in no time.
And if you found this podcast helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. We'll be back soon with more tips and tricks to help you master English. Until next time, take care.
Bye everybody. Keep practicing and keep improving.